He lived in the mystic space where thought is born. He lived in the mystic space where thought is born, and will is nourished by an ethereal power, and fed on the white milk of eternal strength, till it grows into the likeness of a God, into the likeness of a God, till it grows. What that is stands for? Where thought is born and will is nursed by an ethereal power and fed on the white milk of eternity till it grows into the likeness of a God. Means that is what should happen. That will should become the will of the God itself, you see. Okay. Now, this is important. He lived in a mystic space where thought is born. In the yoga of Savitri, Book 7, Canto 6, Nirvana. Nirvana. Savitri has found her soul. Her soul has identified itself with the transcendent soul. They have rushed into each other and become one. Rush into each other and become one. That is in Canto 5 of Book 7. They have rushed into each other and become one. Then the divine force is descending into the subtle body of Savitri. The Kundalini from above is entering into her body, subtle body, entering into her soul completely, you see. The Mahashakti from above is entering. In other words, the soul is completely identified to the divine soul. Her soul is now fully in possession of the divine power. But the yoga of Savitri does not end with that. Yes, soul, you have reached the transcendent state. But what about your outer nature? What about your physical nature? Your mental, vital, physical, they are there. Your soul is etc. Okay, fine. So what? Your outer nature is still what it is. It is still born of inconscience and possesses all the elements of inconscience in it. So unless you change them, your work is not going to be over. Savitri's yoga does not end with her identification with the divine soul. Her yoga begins with the transformation of the physical outer nature also completely, you see. For that, Savitri is told, she is given an instruction, look, Savitri, you have done something wonderful, but if you want to conquer death, then you have to see that your outer nature does not come in the way at all. Because death can easily sort of dismiss you. If your outer nature is open to the inconscient forces, then death can easily play with you and your job, your mission will not be fulfilled at all, you see. So Savitri is told, look, that will not do at all. If you want to conquer death, you have to empty out yourself completely. Be God's void. Annul yourself. That only God be. That is the instruction given to Savitri. Annul thyself. That only God be. Empty out completely everything. That only God be. And Savitri is now following that instruction. And what does she see? She sees the origin of thoughts. Where from these thoughts are coming. And she discovers that the thoughts either come from your subtle body or they come from the cosmic fields. They are not born in your brain. Thoughts are coming from the cosmic field, from outside, cosmic field, entire universe, or they are born in your subtle body, your subtle ears, subtle eye, subtle nose, subtle taste, limbs, heart, everything has its own thought. They are coming out from those things. Either they are born from your subtle body or they come from the cosmic field. So Savitri is told about that kind of a thing. Savitri watches them and sees that the thoughts are no more present at all, you see, neither from the subtle body nor from the cosmic field. Now that is something absolutely remarkable in the case of Savitri Yoga. Savitri Yoga, thoughts from the subtle body as well as from the cosmic field has ceased to come. In the case of Ashwapati now, at this stage, what do we see? He lived in the mystic space where thought is born. In other words, he is living in the cosmic field, not in the subtle body. That the thoughts can come from his subtle body, that is not the point here at this stage. The thoughts are coming from the cosmic field. So, in fact, that is the most remarkable difference between the yoga of Ashwapati and the yoga of Savitri. You see, last time, earlier, on a number of occasions, I said that there is the Vedantic path and there is the Tantric path. There is the inner path, the occult path, and the Vedantic path. The Vedantic path of climbing up slopes above slopes, sky above sky. The Tantric, the occult path is going within and discovering your thing till you join the overhead planes, you see. Now here, Ashwapati is following purely the Vedantic path. So the thoughts born in the subtle body, that does not happen in his case. He sees the thoughts are coming from the cosmic field, from here, from there, from this world, from that world, from this star, from that galaxy, or from the vital world, physical world, mental world, whatever it be, they're coming from him, from the cosmic field. He lived in a mystic space where thought is born and will is nursed by an ethereal power, will, the dynamic power of will, and fed on the white milk of the eternal stream, till it grows into the likeness of a God. This is a very important thing, that the emphasis is on the Vedantic path of Ashwapati Yoga. In the witness occult room with mind-built wall on hidden interior, lurking passages open the windows of the inner side. So what happens? You have the inner side now. He owned the house of undivided time, owned the house of the undivided time, time unpartitioned, time which has no parts, time which has no past, which has no present, which has no future. Divisions of time means past, present, future. So it is as if a kind of an eternal now. Eternal now. In that now, capital N, now, everything is put at once together. Everything is together. Totem Samuel. Totem Samuel. Simultaneously, the past is present, the future is present, the present is of course present. Totem Samuel, you see. Undivided time. See, in the case of a yogi, you can have Trikana Drishti. You can have knowledge of the past, you can have knowledge of the present, you can have knowledge of the future. But here he is living in a time which is undivided, in the total now. Lifting the heavy curtain of the flesh, he stood upon the threshold, serpent watched. So the door is there, the curtain is there, he is walking the serpent watch, and peered into the gleaming, endless corridors, silent and listening in the silent heart for the coming with the new and the known. Silent and listening in the silent heart for the coming with the new and the known. What poetry, you see. Silent and listening in the silent heart for the coming with the new and the known. Silent, that is Trochee, and list, I am. In Pyrrhic, in the silent, I am. Heart, again I am. For the coming of Pyrrhic, I am, for the come, that is Anapis, of Pyrrhic, the new I am. and the Pirik, unknown, again a man. Silent in listening, the silent heart for the coming with the new and unknown. See the sound of N, alliteration of N in both these lines is very powerful, and therefore we can read them together. Silent and listening, the silent heart. In this line, the alliteration of L is more prominent. Silent and listening, the silent heart. For the coming with the new and the known, that N sound continues in the second line also. It's a very rare kind of an instance of double alliteration. Silent and listening, the silent heart. For the coming with the new and the known. He gazed across the empty stillnesses and heard the footsteps of the undreamed idea, an idea which you can never dream, but that idea is coming, and when the idea, the person is coming, you hear his footsteps. Idea is a personified, is person himself. Idea is capital idea already here. In the far avenues of the beyond, hear the footsteps of the undreamed idea in the far avenues of the beyond. So, beyond which is not accessible to you, there are the ideas walking, and you are hearing the sound of the footsteps of that idea. It's very complex, no? The idea is walking the avenues of the beyond. And when that idea is walking, its footsteps you are hearing in the silent mind. Silent listening, the silent heart. See that? So he is hearing the sound of that idea. He is walking the avenues of the beyond. Means some new idea is kind of emerging in the beyond, and it is kind of ready to come here. And Ashwapati already know that yes, the idea is walking there, and he is hearing. If you are receptive to it, if you invoke it, if you compel that idea to come here, she will oblige you. Idea, see.
Oh, the idea.
He gazed across, yes.
Question, in the far avenue of the beyond, is it pentametric?
In the far avenues of the beyond.
Is it pentametric?
Beyond is still beyond the far avenues.
But is it pentametric? What? 5? Is it 5 pentametric?
In the far avenues, in the far one, away to news of third, the beyond, the be, in the first the food, far away, far talkies. Second is talking. In the Pirik, second far away news. Away news. So first foot is in the. The first foot is in the. Second foot is far out. Far out. Third foot is news of. News of the fourth foot, beyond fifth foot. See, there are 10 syllables, so you just take 2, 2, 2, 2. In the first foot, that is Pirik. Far out. Second foot, that is Trochee. Third foot, venues. That is again a Trochee. Fourth foot is off the. That is again a Pirik. So you have got Pirik, Trochee, Pirik, and Ayam. He heard the secret voice, the word that knows, and saw the secret face that is our own. Now this is by perception alone. Now, in the words, he is getting the knowledge of the beyond. He sees the idea coming from the beyond. He is getting the words from the beyond. Because he had a state silent and listening, the silent heart for the coming with the new, with the known. Because he is ready there. Silent and listening, the silent heart. In fact, that is the way the mantra is received. That is the way the mantra is received. Received in the heart and confirmed by the mind. That is the mantra. Silent and listening in the silent heart. So that is the reception of the mantra. And then mind confirms it. He gazed across the empty stillnesses and heard the footsteps of the undreamed idea and the far avenues beyond. He heard the secret voice, the word that knows, word that is again mantra, Brahma, and saw the secret face that is our own. You see, until now he is seeing that. He says our, but really we don't see that thing at all. He is seeing it. Yeah.
What is the face? It's our own.
Our?
Our own face. What he means?
Our own. Actually, that is our own, but we don't know. That face which is there, it is our own face, true face. See, he heard the secret voice, the word that knows, Brahma, that is the uttered word. Brahma means mantra, it knows, and saw the secret face. See, you see this particular man with this face, but what is that face behind that? You don't know. Your own face, you don't know. You see in a mirror, you see your reflection, but what is really that face of that secret face, you have no knowledge, no understanding. What you are looking into the mirror is your physical face perhaps, an object, but that is not necessarily the true face. There is a secret face behind it, our own true face. See, face means what? Your personality, your perceptions, your understanding of things, you are doing things, all those things are coming into play. And they are reflected, they are present in your face. When you look at a person, you immediately know that he is happy, he is angry, he is passionate, he is violent, he is joyous. The moment you look at his face, you know that thing. So what is that you know? You don't really see his face, you see something behind that physical apparatus, something else. He heard a secret voice, that is all right. The word that knows, there is also a secret face of your own. In other words, your secret face is looking for your spiritual possibilities, your dynamic growth, your beauty, your joy, your truth, your power of expression. That is what your true face is seeing. It is that face now you are able to see. You are not expressing your physical nature, your vital nature. Presently, when you are angry, your face becomes red. It is not that you want to see, but the secret face is longing for joy, for happiness, for beauty, for power, for love, for knowledge. It is that what your secret face is longing for. It is there for that purpose. And you start seeing that face then. He heard the secret voice, the word that knows, and saw the secret face that is our own.